In the heart of Zumunda, Princess Zuri and her unlikely ally, the once arrogant Princess Lila, face their greatest challenge yet. An ancient prophecy foretells of a hidden crown that can only be claimed by a leader of pure heart. As they embark on a perilous journey through rugged mountains and mystical forests, they uncover secrets that test their courage and friendship. Along the way, they encounter wise elders adorned in vibrant traditional garments, surrounded by artifacts of ancient rituals, amidst the backdrop of lush African landscapes teeming with wildlife. Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush, green valley, there was a kingdom called Zumunda. The kingdom was known far and wide for its vibrant culture, grand festivals, and the magnificent palace that stood at its center. Zumunda was ruled by King Jabari, a wise and just leader, who had a beautiful but arrogant daughter named Princess Lila. Princess Lila was accustomed to getting whatever she wanted, and her arrogance often made her look down on the people of the kingdom. One day, King Jabari announced that it was time for Princess Lila to learn the ways of ruling the kingdom. He wanted her to be a kind and fair leader, but her arrogance worried him. To teach her humility, he declared that Lila would spend a month living among the common people, disguised as a simple maiden. She would have to work hard and understand the lives of her future subjects. Lila was furious, but she had no choice but to obey her father's decree. She left the palace, dressed in plain clothes, and moved to a small village named Kibali. There, she met a humble and kind-hearted maiden named Zuri. Zuri lived a simple life, helping her family with chores and always treating others with respect and kindness. Despite her humble background, Zuri had a natural grace and wisdom that everyone admired. At first, Princess Lila struggled with the simple life. She found the chores tedious and the villagers' way of life beneath her. She often clashed with Zuri, who tried to teach her the value of hard work and humility. However, Lila's arrogance made it difficult for her to learn these lessons. One day, a terrible drought struck the village of Kibali. The crops withered, and the villagers struggled to find enough water to drink. Despite her own struggles, Zuri remained optimistic and worked tirelessly to help the village. She organized a water collecting effort, going to the nearby river and bringing back as much water as she could. Lila, seeing Zuri's determination, was inspired to help. As Lila worked alongside Zuri, she began to see the villagers in a new light. She saw their resilience, their kindness, and their willingness to help one another in times of need. Slowly, Lila's heart softened, and she started to appreciate the simple joys of life in Kibali. She learned to cook, clean, and fetch water, and she even started to make friends among the villagers. One night, as they sat by the fire, Zuri told Lila a story about a legendary crown that could only be worn by a true leader, someone with a pure heart and a humble spirit. The crown, she said, was hidden in a secret cave in the mountains, and many had tried to find it, but only the worthy could succeed. Lila listened intently, her heart filled with a new determination. The next morning, Lila decided she wanted to find the legendary crown. She asked Zuri to accompany her, and together, they set off on a journey to the mountains. The path was treacherous, filled with steep climbs and narrow ledges, but Zuri's calm demeanor and Lila's newfound courage helped them persevere. As they climbed higher, they encountered various challenges. They crossed a rickety bridge over a deep gorge, faced a fierce storm, and had to navigate through a dense forest. Each challenge tested their resolve, but Lila and Zuri's friendship grew stronger with every step. Finally, after days of travel, they reached the entrance of the secret cave. Inside, they found the legendary crown, glowing with a magical light. Lila reached out to take it, but the crown did not budge. Zuri then stepped forward and, with a humble heart, gently touched the crown. To their amazement, it lifted into the air and placed itself on Zuri's head. At that moment, Lila realized the true meaning of leadership. It wasn't about power or wealth, but about kindness, humility, and the willingness to serve others. She knelt before Zuri, acknowledging her as the rightful leader. When they returned to the village, the news of Zuri's crowning spread quickly. The villagers celebrated, recognizing Zuri's true worth. Princess Lila, now humbled and wise, returned to the palace. She told her father everything she had learned and asked him to make Zuri the new princess. King Jabari, impressed by his daughter's transformation, agreed. Zuri was brought to the palace, where she was crowned as the new princess of Zumunda. Under her gentle and fair rule, the kingdom flourished. Princess Lila, now a changed person, continued to support Zuri and the kingdom with her newfound wisdom and humility. As Princess Zuri settled into her new role, she continued to lead with kindness and humility. The people of Zumunda admired her, and under her guidance, the kingdom experienced a period of great prosperity. Crops flourished, trade increased, and the people were happy. One day, a messenger arrived from a neighboring kingdom, Ujiji. He brought news of a terrible famine that had struck their land. The people of Ujiji were suffering, and their king, King Nuru, was desperately seeking help. Zuri immediately called a council meeting to discuss how they could assist their neighbors. Lila, who had become Zuri's closest advisor and friend, suggested that they send food and supplies to Ujiji. Zuri agreed, and they quickly organized a convoy to deliver aid. Lila volunteered to lead the convoy, showing her commitment to helping others. As Lila and the convoy traveled to Ujiji, they encountered various obstacles, including bandits and treacherous roads. But Lila's courage and determination inspired the group to push through. They finally arrived in Ujiji, where they were greeted with gratitude by King Nuru and his people. While in Ujiji, Lila noticed that the king's son, Prince Amani, was working tirelessly to help his people. Despite the challenges, he remained optimistic and kind-hearted. Lila was deeply impressed by his dedication and began to feel a strong connection with him. Back in Zumunda, Princess Zuri continued to rule wisely. However, she received disturbing reports of unrest in the northern regions of the kingdom. A group of rebels, unhappy with the changes in leadership, were causing trouble. Zuri knew she had to address this issue before it escalated. She decided to visit the northern regions herself, hoping to understand the rebels' grievances and find a peaceful solution. Zuri's journey was long and arduous, but she remained determined. Upon reaching the northern regions, she held meetings with the local leaders and listened to their concerns. Through patience and empathy, Zuri discovered that the rebels felt neglected and unheard. She promised to address their issues and worked with them to find solutions. Slowly, the tension eased, and the rebels began to trust her. Meanwhile, in Ujiji, Lila and Prince Amani grew closer as they worked together to distribute the aid. They shared stories of their respective kingdoms and dreams for the future. Lila's admiration for Amani's humility and kindness deepened, and she found herself falling in love with him. When the famine in Ujiji finally ended, Lila and her convoy prepared to return to Zumunda. Prince Amani accompanied them to the border, where he expressed his gratitude and confessed his feelings for Lila. She was overjoyed and promised to visit him again soon. Upon her return to Zumunda, Lila shared her experiences with Zuri. They discussed the possibility of forming an alliance with Ujiji to strengthen both kingdoms. Zuri agreed and began planning a visit to Ujiji to formalize the alliance. As Zuri prepared for her journey, she received word that a powerful and envious sorceress named Kalinda, who had once coveted the throne, was stirring trouble. Kalinda believed that the crown rightfully belonged to her and was determined to take it by force. She had gathered a group of followers and was planning an attack on the palace. Zuri and Lila knew they had to act quickly to protect their kingdom. They called upon the bravest warriors of Zumunda to defend the palace. Lila, having grown stronger and wiser, took command of the defenses, while Zuri used her diplomatic skills to seek allies among neighboring kingdoms. The night of the attack, Kalinda and her followers stormed the palace. A fierce battle ensued, with magic and swords clashing in the moonlit courtyard. Lila fought valiantly, inspiring the warriors with her courage. Meanwhile, Zuri confronted Kalinda, using her wisdom and the power of the legendary crown to counter the sorceress's dark magic. The battle was intense, but Zuri and Lila's combined strength and the unity of their people prevailed. Kalinda was defeated and banished from Zumunda forever. Peace was restored, and the kingdom rejoiced in their victory. As the dust settled, Zuri and Lila stood together, stronger and more united than ever. They knew that their journey was far from over and that many challenges still lay ahead. But with their friendship, courage, and the love of their people, they were ready to face whatever the future held. And so, the story of the arrogant princess who lost the crown and the throne to a humble maiden continued, filled with new adventures, growing friendships, and the ever-present spirit of kindness and humility that united the kingdom of Zumunda. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey of Princess Zuri and Lila. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more exciting tales and adventures. Don't forget to like this video, comment below with your thoughts and favorite moments, and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us bring more amazing stories to life.